A planer is a wonderful tool to have at your disposal, but not everyone has the space available for a large-scale planer. However, I don't want you to stress that because it turns out you don't need as much space as you thought. That's because some pretty cool benchtop planers exist on the market and are more than capable of delivering astonishing results. The fact they take up little space is just an added bonus, in my opinion, but I know it then leads to another problem: which benchtop planer should you buy? There are many products available to choose the best benchtop planers for you, each with different characteristics. To help you make informed and perfect decisions, I did extensive research, read tons of reviews, and compiled a list of the best benchtop planers for you from reputable brands. After much research, I found these very helpful for people like you. If you want to know about the price and other information, be sure to check my description. So without any further delay, let's jump into the video. Number 1. Best overall benchtop planer: DeWalt DW735X. DeWalt always produces excellent tools, and this particular benchtop planer is another example of how good their tools tend to be. Honestly, I just love this planer thanks to its capabilities and how easy it is to operate. First, it comes with a 15-amp motor, so you will have no issues with the power department. Also, this planer offers speeds of 20,000 RPM, which makes a difference in the smoothness of those boards. I also appreciate that this model offers two different feed speeds. One measures in at 96 CPI, with the other much higher at 179 CPI. Having that option to effectively slow things down does help when new to using a benchtop planer, so you always feel in control. This DeWalt model also comes with 3 knives on the cutter head, and I find it quick and easy to change the knives when that time comes around. But ease of use is not limited to changing the knives. I also like how this model comes with an automatic locking carriage, which reduces the board's ability to move around. Also, it reduces snipe, which is a huge deal since it can effectively ruin your lumber. But one problem with a planer is how it deals with chips and dust. However, that's not a problem here, as this model has a fan-assisted chip ejection system. This effectively blows all that stuff out of your line of vision, giving you the perfect opportunity to check out what's going on. Overall, I find this model easy to adjust and produces consistent results with every pass. There really is little not to like about it. Number 2. Best value benchtop planer: Craftsman CMEW320. If it's a value benchtop planer you want, then I suggest checking out this model by Craftsman. It comes with a lot of power thanks to a 15-amp motor and offers cutting speeds of up to 8,000 RPM. That is undoubtedly an impressive speed, but as this model comes with 2 knives, it does mean it offers 16,000 cuts per minute. I find that this model makes quick work of almost any material, as the power behind it does mean it can cope with even tougher lumber. From a size perspective, this model can work with lumber up to 6 thick. That's also good for your average benchtop planer, so I have little to complain about. One thing I don't like, though, is the fact you cannot change the feed speed. I prefer having some control over that aspect, but I can tell you that the feed speed does not come in too high either. So, it's not something I would worry about. Also, be aware you may have a slight snipe with some of the boards with this machine. This is where trying to take that little bit of extra care comes into play to reduce the severity of that snipe. Furthermore, I also appreciate the quality of the blades that come with this model. You can reverse the knives, which increases their lifespan, and they are carbon steel, which means they continue to provide a sharp edge for longer. Overall, even though this benchtop planer is a budget model, it packs a lot of features into one machine. I certainly would not feel disappointed if this was the first benchtop planer that I owned. Number 3. Best benchtop planer for beginners: PowerTEC PL1252. As a beginner, you want a benchtop planer that makes your life as easy as possible, but still delivers stunning results. Well, that's where this model by PowerTEC comes into its own. It is packed with 15 amp of power while producing speeds of 9,400 RPM. That ultimately creates a smooth surface, which is what you always aim for with a planer. From a size perspective, this model can work with wood up to 5 thick. While that's less than other models, it's still pretty good, in my opinion. But one thing I love about this model is its stability. The machine sits with little movement and wobbles, so you get a more accurate outcome. I love this about it, especially when you are just a beginner, as it means you feel you can trust the machine. In addition, this model also cuts down the risk of you encountering that dreaded snipe. If you are new to a planer, it means it digs deep at the start, resulting in gouging. Once again, this machine seeks to counteract this, which is always appreciated. Overall, what I love best about this model is that you can set it up in no time and start to get results. It makes using the planer an absolute joy, and as a beginner, you can begin to see why a benchtop planer could very well be one of the best tools you ever buy. Number 4. Best benchtop planer for rough wood when PL 125212. 5. If you are looking for a benchtop planer that can cope with rough wood, then this model by Wen is one I think you should look at. It does deal with boards of up to 12.5, and while that is slightly narrower than you may get elsewhere, there's only a slight difference. The model comes with a 15-amp motor, which can quickly push through rough wood. It is helped by the fact that it works at up to 10,000 RPM, which translates into 20,000 CPI. While some benchtop planers offer a higher CPI, I feel it generates a smooth enough end result for most people. This model offers a maximum cutting depth of which is standard for a benchtop planer. However, this model uses a hand to allow you to adjust the depths, with one turn equating to 1/16. Changing the blades is quick and easy, as is the general working of the planer. Yet, it's how it manages to slice through rough wood with absolute ease, giving you that perfect surface for your project. Number 5. Best mid-range benchtop planer Delta Power Tools 22-555. This model by Delta Power Tools is an excellent example of what's out there on the market for something that is classed as a mid-range benchtop planer. It too comes with 15 amp of power, while it also offers speeds of 9,400 RPM. As it has 2 blades, that means it provides 18,800 CPI. That figure can be higher with other models, but I feel it does give you a good enough end result. In addition, you should have no problem changing the blades as they are so accessible. But another standout feature of this model is that it just doesn't produce much in the way of vibration. I believe that offers you better control over the results you can achieve with this model, and you get a smoother end result. It can handle boards of up to 6 thick and 13 wide for stock size. That's good enough for most projects, so you will have no concerns here. Overall, this planer can produce smooth results without too many problems. It's fast and easy to set up, and adjusting to get your cutting depth will also be straightforward. I make helpful videos daily, so do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Stay updated with our cool products as it will make your life much easier. If you want to know the details of a particular product, please comment. Thanks for staying with Creation Tech.